Alright, welcome back everyone. Game number 2 here for the final set for Group B of the FX Open Invitational Series. I am Unstable, joined here by Literalian. It is the rematch between TSLInori and FXOGumiho. Gonna go on Ohana this next map. Inori currently 1-0 in this series, so let's see if we can close it out and advance to round to 32. Of course, up here at the top left, we have our red Terran as FXOGumiho. Did defeat Inori in the first match, but lost to Marine King in the winners. And of course, Inori went down to the losers and came back for this final match. So down here at the bottom right, we are going to have our blue Protoss as TSL's Inori. Now, thinking back to that last game, it was really just 2 engagements that cost Gumiho the game right there. At that third, and then losing those ghosts, like all his ghosts to feedbacks, didn't actually get any snipes or EMPs off, and it pretty much the game ended there. Like you could see of what just like I can imagine what went through his face when he lost all those ghosts. It's just like, whoops.
I guess I'm dead. Yeah.
Yeah, he still had 200. Yeah.
He gave it a shot, and you know it's good to stay in the game, and of course stay for the final fight. And maybe if he had a planetary up in the middle of the map, the engagement could have been different, because there were not that many gateway units for Inori at the end of that final battle. Basically, all he had left were his Colossi, a few Templar, and like 1 Stalker. Maybe with the help of that PF, it would have been able to be a bit of a different battle. But of course, losing all those ghosts wasn't good. But we are on the sunny beaches of Ohana right now for game number 2. And Inori is up a game, and we've seen in the first series between these 2 players that Inori likes to throw in the cheese every now and then. And what better position to throw in a little bit of cheese than when you're ahead in a best of 3 series? So maybe we're gonna see Inori implore some special tactics here.
Yeah, or when you're behind, if your IM's happy. That's what he did in both of his series. But oh, that probe, is that stuck in between there?
No, I think it. Yeah.
It can get out. Okay, I was gonna say if that gets stuck, that's kind of frustrating.
Yeah.
But he does see the gas into the double racks, so very safe play coming out from Gumiho. He did this in his first game, I believe, against Inori, and it worked out well. So let's see if he can do it again.
Yeah, let's see how Inori responds to this. You know, the traditional response for Protoss against a 2 racks like this opening is either to nice block here with that pylon being placed, and the barracks is actually going to be forced to lift off and land. 25 minerals invested in 10 seconds of delay. It's probably a bit of an even exchange there. But I was going to say that there's 2 ways for Protoss to really respond to this, and one of them is to go for a really quick Nexus and then go into 3 gateways, or go for a 3 gateway expand. So I'm curious how Inori is going to respond to this. He is taking a second gas right now, so I do think we're going to see a 3 gate into Nexus by Inori, which is a very safe thing to do.
Yeah. Another benefit to that pylon block that we saw Inori do as well, he does give him a little bit of an extra scouting time in that base. Of course, he cancelled it a little bit earlier, and my mouse is spazzing out. There we go. Didn't actually get to see the second barracks finish to see the extra add-on, but he does see that reactor first. Although it was pretty common to understand exactly what's coming after he saw what he did. Warp gate research on the way from Inori. He still hasn't made any extra gateways just now. It looks like he's going straight into that Nexus by the looks of it, because he does have roughly 400 minerals now. Interesting that he got that second gas before the Nexus, though.
Yeah, that's a little bit different from what we usually see. Inori is gonna rely on his rely on sentries a bit for his defense. He's actually pushing in here right now with his Zealot and Stalker, and actually doing some good damage here.
Yeah, he's actually going to lose 2 of those Marines. Actually going to lose a 3rd one. That probe's still alive as well, but that Stalker finally going to be picked off by the... Oh, wait, no, it's not. Okay. This Stalker gets out alive somehow. I was really not expecting that to happen. But either way, an effective trade, 1 Zealot and a probe for quite a few Marines. That's okay. For Inori's also kept that unit number down as much as possible for Gumiho. So in case he does go aggressive with this, it doesn't hurt Inori too much. But he's got double sentries here, so he will be safe against these units coming across the map. Gumiho is forced to turn home and make an expansion of his own.
Yeah, so we're going to be going into a bit of a macro game after all, which is, a good thing. What was cancelled there for Inori?
That was robotics. That was a robotics.
Oh, he cancels the robotics and goes for Twilight instead. Very interesting here. Yeah. Is he going to be going for a blink build or charge lots?
Most likely a blink build, I'm thinking, on this map, because you can still blink up into the main. But he doesn't have an observer, so he cancelled that robotics facility, which is interesting. But either way, he will be able to control the middle of the map if he wants to. He does have this probe hiding around on the left-hand side, but I think that Gumiho did see it, took a shot at it. Yes, he did, because he's trying to corner it over here. Does not want any kind of probe hiding around in the unnoticed on the map. Otherwise, it will turn around to bite him really hard, as it's done before against Inori.
But like, as an entire army of Gumiho, you know, Commander Gumiho was like, I saw a probe somewhere, and my entire army is gonna go after that single probe. Like a few Marines were going from the top, and a few were going from the bottom, like they were chasing down some kind of criminal, and the probe is gonna end up dying before Inori. Nice Zealot pick off here in the middle of the map, scouting Zealot that was gonna be positioned at the watchtower gets taken out, and Inori sees that the entire army of Gumiho is still in the middle of the map, and it's actually a dark shrine here, unstable. Wow. DTs.
This could work out quite well, actually, because he does have that second orbital for more scans, but it's not really... This kind of follow-up isn't really that standard when this happens. Like, the downside is, for Gumiho, that there is this pylon over here at the north of Inori's base, so we can warp down onto the low ground and walk across the map. There's no engineering bay just yet. He does, however, have a starport on the way, and there's a tech lab. Not sure if that's going straight onto that starport or not, but we'll see. And this will catch Gumiho completely off guard, because what Inori can do is he can send his DTs across as they begin to engage, move out with his main army, and just catch Gumiho's main army off guard as well. So it looks like what he's going to be doing here, as 3 DTs are warped in on the low ground, they're going to run straight past here. Let's see if Gumiho actually notices. But no, he's actually going to move in with this. I don't like this decision by Gumiho. There are 4 sentries. Don't go up that ramp right now. That is a big mistake.
That ramp says death right now for Gumiho, and he's not going to go up there. He's just going to start to work away at these rocks, and I think this is a bit of a fake pressure, you know, fake the Marauder pressure, and all of a sudden there are going to be tanks involved.
Here come the DTs,
though. DTs, yep, they get into the natural right now. Scan goes down, but there's only 3 Marines DPSing, so those DTs can just run away. A tank and a Marauder now joining up. Do we have more scans available? Yes, we will in 1 second. So the DTs are not going to end up doing as much damage as we, you know, might have thought. A second scan is available. Scan, and 2 of the DTs die. 1 remains alive.
Just looking at Gumiho's vision here, he hasn't seen anything of Inori's, and that's really good game sense just to have that wall off here, especially when he's on the other side of the map. I guess any kind of DT walkthrough or a Zealot run-bys and everything. So we do see Zealot charge and Storm and a Forge on the way for Inori. He's taking a 3rd as well, so I think he realizes he needs to actually get some kind of tech going before this army gets too big. We do see 2 DTs trying to chase down Gumiho's army though, but he's playing very passive and very safe. We do have Siege Mode already researched here for Gumiho, so this is going to be interesting.
This is very weird. I mean, that tech lab was, you know, confusing me. When Gumiho was going for that, I was like, is he going to go for some ridiculously late Banshee cloak build? Or is he actually going to keep that on the factory? And yes, he is going to keep it on the factory, and he's not going to be able to afford double medevac production right now, so that's why he doesn't have a reactor on that starport. The siege tanks and the siege tech, of course, taking up a lot of that gas, so no double medevac production. Very uncommon build here out of Gumiho. We've seen, you know, Marine King do a few of these builds as well recently. So let's see how this push is going to work out for Gumiho as he walks into the center of the map, where DTs are going to be spotting the siege tanks right now.
Yeah, and look at that. The DT actually starts trying to hit on that tank there. He's going to scan, take 1 out. There is, of course, another one. Inori knows exactly what's coming here. There's also a drop into the main with 4 Marauders that we saw moving across earlier. Has been shut down pretty effectively here by Inori, though. Interesting to note, Gumiho has stopped at his watchtower again.
A few workers were killed, by the way. There are more than I expected. 10 workers killed by Gumiho in total this game, and I think most of them were killed during that Marauder drop that we saw on the main base. So Gumiho now in a pretty good economic position with 49 SCVs to 52 probes. Of course, those mules are going to be working away as well. So I actually like the position that Gumiho is getting in, but it's all going to depend on the engagement, because siege tanks, if they are not sieged, you are going to die.
Yeah, exactly, and look at this, the probe is actually caught on the right-hand side, but he did get his pylon down earlier. But I don't think it's going to come down to that pylon, it's going to come down to can Inori survive this attack here. There's a lot of Marines, they will be able to shred through these Zealots quite quickly, especially with the siege tank support, and that's really all that's holding Inori alive at the moment. He's got some Archons being morphed in, does have Storm though, which is a huge plus for him. Let's see how good Gumiho's Marine splitting is, shall we?
That's basically what it's gonna come down to. There are about 3 storms in store. There is an Archon here. Oh, the siege tank's not in siege mode yet, and this is as good of an engagement as Inori could have hoped for, getting some really good storms down, but there's still a lot of bio alive, and that's the kind of units you need to hit with your storms, and Inori was not able to do it. The bio remains alive, kills the entire army off. The last Archon goes down, so there's a few more Zealots on top of this ramp, but no more storms available as Inori GG's out of this game.
Wow, he really needed just 1 or 2 extra storms. Those Marines were such low health, but like we were saying, they just chewed through all those units so quickly, and he got what I thought would have been the perfect position for him, straight onto those tanks. However, they still got a lot of splash damage on the Zealots, and the Marines just got rid of the Zealots so quickly. So, very unfortunate for Inori, but Gumiho brings the game back to 1-1. Let's see go into this final game, shall we, and see who goes into the round of 32.